Hey bees, I've got Andrea Giles here with me today. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, how are you?
So good, and I'm really glad that you're here. You've got some important information to share with us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you help with?
Okay, thank you for having me here today. First of all, I am a life coach and I primarily work with women who are dealing with infidelity in their marriages. And I work primarily with people who have a some kind of faith, religion. They come in with specific kinds of teachings and mentalities of about divorce, about marriage, and things like that. And
Mhm.
I work through some of those things and with those things to help them make decisions that they can feel happy about.
Okay. And why do you love life coaching?
I love life coaching because it is the most amazing, rewarding career that I can imagine. It's the coolest thing to be talking with a client who has felt stuck for a long time and felt like they have no choice, that they have no alternatives, that they're just stuck. And to see the light turn on, like that, where they have that moment of seeing a different way of viewing things that completely changes their world, like completely opens them up to new possibilities. It's so rewarding.
I
That's
totally
why I
agree.
do it.
Yeah. It's nice to help people lift the weight off their shoulders that they don't need to be carrying.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely. So speaking of, what's the last thing that you coached yourself on?
I coached myself yesterday during our church's general conference
Hmm.
about my children and husband being a little loud and being like distracted by things. And I was trying to make it my problem, like that my husband was sitting on his phone or that some of my kids were not paying attention the way I thought they should be. And so I sat there and I coached myself through it. That is that is their totally their brain, their business, and I'm crossing over into their business, which is keeping me from having the experience that I want watching conference.
Nice. And so how'd that turn out for you?
It helped a lot. I was able to just kind of reframe. And the funny thing about how these things work is that once I did that and kind of just backed down and was like, it's really not my problem. Like I can, as long as I can hear and the kids aren't being super loud,
Hmm.
it's really not my problem. And when I kind of was able to shift to that, everyone kind of did too. Like my husband like put his phone down and we had a great discussion afterwards. It's just amazing how that works. Like we can carry an energy with us for sure.
Yeah.
And when we do our own work, it definitely bleeds out to the other people around you.
Love that. That's so true. Okay, here's the big one. Tell us the best tip you've got to avoid resentment around infidelity.
Okay. I think that the biggest tip I have is to do your own work in your own mind about communicating and about speaking, mainly about speaking. A lot of the
Okay.
clients that I teach are very hesitant to even have an opinion, very hesitant to do something that might rock the boat a little bit.
Mhm.
It might do. They're afraid to allow their spouse to like be upset at them for having a different opinion or for speaking up or for just expressing their own heart about things. And
Mhm.
so what I coach my clients to do is to get to a place where they feel so unified with themselves, like so they're so in alignment with themselves and who they are and their own worth and their own ability to have an opinion, that they're not afraid anymore of what will happen if they allow other people around them to be mad at them, like that they are just like, okay, I'm going to do this thing because it's in alignment with who I am and who I want to be, or say this thing coming from a place
Mhm.
of love, coming from a place of self-respect. And how this other person responds is really, it's not mine to control. It's okay to allow them to respond in this way, and it's okay. And once my clients kind of get that piece, like that little tweak of it's totally fine if someone else is not happy with you. They're responsible for their thinking, you're responsible for yours. They can let go of resentment because they know that they're honoring themselves and they're speaking up for themselves. And there's just a lot of magic and a lot of relief in that for my clients when they can learn that they have a vote and that they can say it. It's okay.
Yeah. So even after the infidelity has occurred, they just get to speak up their opinion about it. Is that what you mean?
Um, well, it's more like after the infidelity has occurred, of course, they often have many opinions, and many of them do allow their allow their opinions and say their opinions to their spouses. But sometimes this is an issue that is run into a lot. And, I don't just coach just infidelity. There's other things like various addictions or just abusive behaviors,
Mm-hmm.
manipulation type things. There's a lot of things around this infidelity name where people feel betrayed by their spouses, right? They come to me with some kind of feeling a betrayal. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so even like one client I have, her husband, they're no longer married. He left her, left for another woman, but she still, when she came to me, very much feeling resentful and very much feeling stuck and trapped by his actions and feeling like now she's left to pick up the pieces. And what I'm working with her through and the result that she is working towards is allowing him to say what he's going to say, to do what he's going to do, to be who he is, and also owning who she is and being in that space when she talks to him, especially when she's around his family, and allowing that, like getting really square with herself, is
Mm-hmm.
allowing her to lose the resentment of wishing something were different. It's kind of a acceptance piece, just going, okay, this is how it is. How do I want to show up in this situation? And allowing the people around her to not like it without making it mean something about her.
Right. Yeah. A lot of times I think that we get to the place where maybe we allow our spouse to be who they are, but then we forget that we also can be who we want to be.
Yeah. Yes.
It sounds like you're empowering women to be like, yep, I see that you're doing that. I'm not going to like stop you from doing it, but I'm also going to behave how I want to behave.
Yes, and another piece to it is so much of the time my clients will use all of their mental energy, all of the resources they have to try to monitor the behavior of the other person, like kind of feeling like the babysitter. And what I try to teach them to do is that person is going to do what they're going to do, and it's not that you're not trying to help them. It's that you're taking back the responsibility for your own actions, your own emotions, and allowing them theirs and letting them take full responsibility. And if they struggle, not owning it, not making it mean anything about you, it's not you. It's not your problem to solve.
Their struggle for them to work with, and you just got to stay on your side.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
I think that's a very hard thing to learn. So it's awesome that there's people like you in the world that are helping women in that situation figure it out. So thanks for that.
Thank you. I love it.
And if you weren't a life coach, what would you be doing?
Well, when I stumbled upon the life coach teachings, I was going to school to be a marriage and family therapist.
Okay.
So I was in class, like I was actually taking classes towards it and with the intention of being a therapist. And so when I came across all of this, it totally, like, huge shift the very first time I heard my first podcast that taught the principles that I teach. And I dappled into it more and realized that it was a much more direct path to what I wanted to teach, that I'd have a lot more freedom within it to customize it without having so many hoops to jump through as a therapist, having to do it kind of someone else's way. And really the teachings that I teach are different than what I would be working with as a therapist. It's very forward thinking, very, this thing happened, this event happened, this series of events happened, and now what? And helping people move forward from it rather than kind of staying in it and staying with some of the pain longer than they need to.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would be doing. But I'm so grateful that I found this. I love it so much. It's been such a blessing.
Well, thank you for all the good work you're doing in the world. And I will put your website and contact information in the newsletter so that people can reach out if they have some more questions about what you do.
Okay. Thank you, Candice. I appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.